Welcome or welcome back. Today we're going to be doing some plant chores and some long neglected plant rehab. So I think I'm going to start with this one. This is a Florida green philodendron. I had it in not ideal conditions for a long time. It just wasn't getting enough light, and so it sent out all these runners. So I'm not going to do too much to this one. I'm just going to trim it back and then put it in a higher light area and see if I can get it to grow some more mature leaves. And I'll probably eventually have to give it something to climb to that probably help it size up. But for now, I'm just going to cut it back, and then I might put it in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet. That way it can just have all the light it needs. So I just have these scissors, and I should probably sterilize them, but I'm just being honest, I rarely ever sterilize my scissors. I'm just gonna cut at each node. I'll cut up all this extra stem. There's no node there, so that's just extra. But there's a node, extra. There's a node. That's all extra. There's a node. And these with leaves, I'll probably just put in like a vessel with water. And then these just wet sticks, I'll put in some kind of prop box or something. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with them all once they start growing, because I don't need this many Florida greens. Maybe I'll do like a giveaway or something in a future video. Okay, so I'm trying to decide if I want to take this one too, just because this is where things start getting really leggy. I think I am going to go ahead and take that one off just to make it more manageable. These are also really sticky, so you have to kind of watch out. And that's honestly all I'm going to do with this one. I've been meaning to do that for so long, and it literally took like 2 minutes. But that's the way of things. You procrastinate. It's just like the most simple task. Just gonna give it a little water. And then I'll find a spot for it in my cabinet after I'm done here. Oop. If I cannot spill. I'm just gonna set these aside for now because I'm gonna have more cuttings to add to them. And then I have the same kind of situation with this one. This is a, if I can get it all in the camera. This is a Rhaphidophora Decursiva. I had it hanging from a macrame hanger in my kitchen, and I think it's the same kind of situation where it wasn't getting enough light. And I hadn't realized just how long this one had grown, but it's like vines and runners for days. So I'm gonna chop this one back, and then the same thing. I'm gonna give it more light and probably something to climb eventually. See the best way to do this. And then I'm just gonna cut node by node, like there, 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 and just put them all in a prop box. And then once they grow, probably give them away or something. Maybe on my local Facebook group, or I'll do a giveaway here on my channel. So be on the lookout for that. And you may have noticed it's been a while since I've posted. And that's because, well, actually there's been a lot going on in my life. And you always hear YouTubers say, oh, YouTube is so much more work than people ever realize. And I was always kind of like, yeah, whatever. But actually it is quite a bit of work. Especially I work a full-time job and a part-time job. And so this is kind of the last thing on my priority list, because I work, 8 to 5 every day, and then I'm an author after hours, and I actually just had something kind of exciting happen in my author life, which is great, but it also means I'm going to be on deadline, and I'm going to have even less time to devote to YouTube, but I'm going to try to find time. And then I also play Baldur's Gate 3, which I consider to be a second full-time job in itself. Not really, but I do like to have some time to just, you know, relax and do things for fun. But I'm also one of those people that if I'm not productive 100% of the time, then I feel guilty about it, which is so silly because, like, logically I know I do a lot, but then it's like, at the same time, if I sit down and play Baldur's Gate, for instance, for a few hours, I'm like, wow, I wasted all that time. I could have been doing something productive, and I don't know. I feel like probably a lot of people are that way, though. And I feel like that's just because, like, we're taught, like, we always have to hustle and stuff. Another reason, though, this is kind of silly, that I haven't been uploading is because my husband actually doesn't know about my YouTube channel yet. And it's not that, like, I think he wouldn't like it. Like, I don't think he would care, and I'm sure he would be supportive and stuff. But I just have this delusion of, like, getting monetized, and then that first check of, like, 58 cents hits my mailbox, and he sees it, and he's like, what's this? And I'll be like, pack your bags, babe. I bought you an all-expense trip to the gas station to get a candy bar. But you'll have to pay for half the candy bar. And also we'll have to walk because gas is expensive. But no, it's just a delusion I have of, like, being able to tell him about the channel after I've made it. Not that, like, getting monetized is, like, making it, because I don't think YouTube actually pays all that much. But I don't know. I just think it'd be kind of a fun surprise. But anyway, all that to say is that when he's home, I can't really film and also keep the secret. In his work schedule, he's got, like, a rotating work schedule. Except now he's going to be in training for, like, 2 months, and so that schedule is, like, a normal, like, 8 to 3 or something like that. So he's going to be home all the time that I'm home, and so I'm not really sure when I'm going to squeeze in filming time. I'll have to find a way to make it work, though, because I really do, I don't know, I just think it would be, like, a really fun surprise, like, if that was the way that I got to tell him about my channel, like, with, like, a check appearing in the mail. But maybe I'm just delusional. And I just realized I'm mixing up all my wet sticks over here, but I think it should be pretty obvious to tell size difference that this is Florida green and this is Rhaphidophora Decursiva, so oh well. And then the last reason I've been absent so long is because I have been languishing in bed for the past, like, 4 days because I got bit by a brown recluse, which is a whole other adventure. I have actually been bitten by spiders before, and I've just kind of, the bites kind of swelled up and maybe was, like, itchy for a few days, and then that was that. But for some reason this time I had, like, I'm still having actually a horrible reaction to it. Today is Saturday. I first noticed the bite Wednesday. I don't actually know when it happened, but I started feeling bad Wednesday. And I'm so used to kind of just typically feeling like garbage because that's the reality of being a woman. And it was, this might be TMI, but it was that time of the month anyway, so I was like, okay, this is normal feeling like garbage. And then as the day progressed, I realized, no, this is a little bit more than normal feeling like garbage. And so I took a couple Tylenol just to make it through the day. And then I got home and I checked my temperature and I had, like, 103-degree fever or something like that. And I was like, okay, there's something else going on here. And that's when I noticed that I had this bite on me. And so yeah, I had a fever all that night and all the next day. And then the day after that, I was still sick and the bite was looking worse, like purple. And so I had my mom take me to the ER. And it turns out they can't really do anything for a brown recluse spider bite. There is no anti-venom. So it's just kind of a wait and see if you die kind of a thing. So that's the stage I'm in now. I have a full body rash. I don't know if you can tell, like my face even is really red. My ligaments hurt. I still have a low-grade fever. But the hospital did give me steroids and antibiotics and Benadryl, basically to treat the symptoms, even though it can't do anything for the bite. And then I have to go back to the doctor like in a week to see if they have to do surgery on like the actual wound. If like, this is probably TMI too, but like if the skin dies around it, they have to basically dig that out so that the good skin underneath can knit back together, which just sounds super gross. And so I hope that that isn't the case and it will heal on its own, but we'll see. If you don't hear from me for a while, I might be dead. Hopefully not, but you know, these things do happen. So yeah, that's been my 2024 so far. Still waiting for those superpowers to develop, so we'll see about that. Okay, this is the next guy. I got this Alocasia Silver Dragon scale. Yeah, Silver Dragon. From Lowe's just the other week. It's kind of gone downhill, as is tradition with plants from Lowe's. I was going to try to keep it in this original soil mix for a little while because it was popping out a flower and I wanted to try to cross-pollinate it with some pollen I collected from my black velvet. But it's going so downhill so quickly that I'm not sure that that flower is even going to develop unless I go ahead and take care of this now. So I'm going to go ahead and take it out of here. I eventually want to put this one in semi-hydro in pond. But I think I'm going to put it in water first just to help it adjust from soil to pond. That way it doesn't all just rot. And I'm hoping to find some corms in here too, just in case like the main plant doesn't make it. No corms so far. I bought another Alocasia the same day I bought this one from the clearance bin. And it had like 14 corms in it, so I'm kind of surprised this one doesn't have any. It's got like a little tiny guy right there. I don't know if I even want to try that one though. Maybe I will. Oh, there's a big fat one. There we go. So even if this main plant dies, there's another one right there too. Even if this main plant dies, I can grow in a couple new ones. But no, like I don't know how YouTubers who work full time have time to upload like several times a week. Like hats off to them, especially if you have kids. Like thank goodness I don't have kids because I would never have time to do any of the things that I want to do. Like don't get me wrong, I don't mind kids. Like I have a niece who I adore, but I don't think I am mother material. Simply because, like, I think my main fear is not really, like, the whole pregnancy thing. I mean, don't get me wrong, that sounds like it sucks quite a bit. It's just, like, losing your identity. Like, I don't want to just be some kid's mom, you know. I want to be Shannon, part-time writer, part-time semi-beloved plant influencer on YouTube to 290 people who watch my videos when there's nothing better on. Like, that's the dream right there. I think I'm just going to cut off these dead leaves or break them off. And they say that alocasias have something in their sap that can be like really irritative to your skin and you should wear gloves. But I say, I've already got weird skin stuff going on anyway. Why not add something else to the mix? Seems like a good life choice. I'm sorry if this video is like kind of a downer. One of my goals going into 2024 was to be less like self-deprecating, because I'm really bad about that. I have a very dry, self-deprecating sense of humor. And I was like, you know what? I should be a more positive person. And the universe took all the positive energy I put out into the world and didn't like it apparently, because sent Mother Nature after me with a brown recluse that knocked me on my back for 4 days. So, I don't know, I guess the moral of the story is just don't be positive. No, that's a bad moral. Don't listen to me. Maybe the positive energy that I was putting out in the world wasn't as positive as I thought it might be. So, I just got this bowl here, and I got some water. I'm just gonna rinse this off here because I can't be bothered to go to the sink. So I've just got a brush here, and I'm just gonna use it kind of to get around the base of this and get most of the soil off. The less soil that's on there, the less likely it's gonna be to rot. And I'm sorry if I seem like super down in this video. It's honestly just my personality. I find that, I don't know, I feel like in my first 2 videos I tried to be really positive and like emote really well, and the thing is I really kind of suck at emoting emotions. Emoting emotions? Or is it just emoting? I think it's just emoting. I really suck at that. And so people, I have the worst RBF, we'll say, resting face in the world. And so when I'm trying to make a good impression on people, I try to like smile more and look like I'm having a good time. I'm usually having a good time. My face just doesn't look like it. But it's really exhausting to fake it, honestly. And so, I don't know. I feel like I should just stop lying to you all now and just let you know that, like, this is me. And I'm not, like, the most bubbly, happiest looking person in the world. But I do genuinely just sort of enjoy life. I consider myself a fairly happy person. It's just that I'm not, you know, bubbly and smiley. My debut novel came out this past September. I'm making a mess. And I had my very first book signing. And I was doing my absolute best to look happy as I sat in this Barnes & Noble with all my books out before me. And then people could come up, you know, and talk to me and get my signature and stuff like that. And I was giving it my darndest. I thought, wow, no one can tell that I have an RBF. I'm doing such a good job. And I was exhausted. And what do I get for my efforts? This lady comes up to me and she goes, wow, you look like you're just having the best time. And I realized that all my efforts were in vain and I was fooling no one. So that just goes to show you that sometimes it's better not to try. So yeah, that takes care of that. I'm going to deal with all of these corms and cuttings here in a minute. The last one I want to do for today is this Rhaphidophora Tetrasperma. I've had this just in water for months. The original plant rotted in soil. Well, it didn't just rot, I rotted it in soil. And so I've just stuck it in water. And that's what it's been doing all this time. And I think I want to try to put it in pon, because I think I'm less likely to rot it out again if I put it in pon. Let me see if I can, without making a mess, see if I can scoop up some of this soil. Ooh, it kind of stinks. I am notoriously bad about switching out my water in my prop vessels, and then I wonder why stuff doesn't make it. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. I'm gonna have to vacuum after this. I cannot repot anything without making the largest mess in the world. So I kind of need to separate. Ugh, I'm making a mess. I need to separate these plants out somewhat, because I don't really want to plant them in a clump. So you might have to give me a minute here. I might break a few roots, but that's okay. They'll grow back. Oh boy, this is tangled. This might have been a mistake, putting them all in that tiny little vessel. I might just have to start cutting, tearing. Because I don't know if you can see, but that is a mess. Anyway, so that's what's gotten me down these past several weeks. And my plants have somewhat suffered because of it, because I just don't have the time to look after them like I should. I've been doing my best just to give everything water. When the last time everything got fertilized I couldn't tell you. I really need to get better at consistent fertilizing, because like there's some plants I would really like to start sizing up and stuff, and I just don't think that they're gonna do that unless I give them consistent food. So I do need to get better about that, and maybe that's something I'll try to do more of in the future. I've been using Slow Release Osmocote Plus. I'm long overdue though to treat my plants with that, because I think it's only good for like 6 months max, and it was definitely longer than 6 months ago when I poured some into my plants. I kind of want to do a liquid fertilizer, because I just think that'd be easier to keep track of, just, you know, shoving a bit in my can, my watering can, every time I water, and then I just know every time that everything's getting what they need, versus trying to remember, okay, when did I put Osmocote in this last? And that's just a wet stick. I might stick that one in my prop box. But yeah, if you have a liquid fertilizer that you've been using and you like, do let me know, because I'm not exactly sure what I want to use. I have like some just, you know, the blue Miracle Grow, which I have used. I know it's not the best, but in a pinch, I feel like it's better than nothing. So I have used that, and if all else fails, you know, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world to use. But if there's anything better, I would like to know, because I'm open to trying, as long as it's not like too expensive, you know. Okay, so I think I have all of those separated. This might be too small, actually. I think it is going to be too small for all of this. And do I even want to put all of these in one container, or would that look dumb? I kind of just want to have like 1 or 2 vines that I can train to like climb the walls in cool ways. But I don't know what I'm going to do with all these other ones then. Give them away? I don't know. This pot is definitely not large enough. Maybe I'll just put it back into soil. I don't know if I want to do that big of a pot of pon. Let me see what I have. too much stuff. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna do it in soil in this terracotta pot, which should help it dry out more. So hopefully I won't rot it again. And I'm gonna make a pretty chunky mix here. You're all probably gonna cringe at how I do this. It's not the most effective method. I don't have a bin to mix all this in, so I'm just gonna mix it. Am I gonna mix it in the pot? No, that's not a good idea. I'm gonna stop being lazy. I'm gonna empty this and then mix it in here first. Okay, I'm back. So, first, I don't have any rhyme or reason to what I mix together every time I do this. It's a little bit different every time, and it just depends kind of on what soils I have on hand. So this is just Miracle-Gro, this is the cactus palm and citrus mix. So let's do some of that. And even though it is for like cactuses, I still find it's quite dense. So I usually try to mix some orchid bark mix into whatever I'm using as a base. So this is just Better Grow, I guess is what I got. And it has charcoal, perlite, fir bark, and chunky peat. I don't think I've ever used this exact one before. It's really chunky though. And I just kind of mix it up and see what it looks like as I go. Yeah, this is going to be super chunky, which I'm actually kind of sometimes an underwaterer, and that's probably more so the reason I rot stuff out, because I underwater it and then I shock it by watering it. I'm going to stick a little bit of perlite in it too. Ooh, that was a lot of it. Maybe I'll try to scoop some of that out. That was a lot. Or maybe I won't. Ooh. I don't know if this is going to be enough for that pot. That is a big chunk of charcoal. I think that will be just about perfect. So I'm going to leave just some in the bottom like so. And then stick these guys in there like so. There's not really a rhyme or reason to this. I don't understand aesthetics at all. I don't know. I don't know how good this is gonna look. Maybe I should just kept it in water. Kind of want them all pointed the same direction. That way, if I want to make them climb a wall at some point, they can. I'm sorry if you can't see anything. And I'm also sorry if the lighting is bad. It's kind of a gray, gloomy day, as if I even know what good lighting is. It just seems like something that the YouTubers say, so I better say it. I'm still learning a lot about YouTubing and things like sound quality and editing. I'm working on it. Again, it's just that having time to research everything. It's kind of a struggle. But hopefully, you know, my videos just keep getting better. I am trying to learn, because that frustrates me when people like, oh, I don't know how to do such and such, and like it's pretty easy, I feel like, to figure out how to do things now, because what can't you learn from YouTube, you know? So I feel like saying, oh, I can't do this is just an excuse, and it's just people saying, oh, I don't want to learn, or I don't want to put in the effort to try to do this. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me on my soapbox. I'm the type of person though that like, I like to learn new things, and even if I'm not good at it to begin with, like, that's okay, because I'm sure no one is good at everything the first time they try, and it's like, if you need to be good at something to try it, then like no one would ever try anything. So I don't know what I'm getting at, but I feel like that's why I have the overconfidence to be on YouTube. Like, I'm not going to claim that I know everything, but you can watch me fail as I try to figure it out, and that can be entertainment value in itself, maybe. And then I got these two little guys I'm just going to pop in. My husband actually got off early today, so I'm trying to kind of wrap up this video before he gets home and my secret is blown before I can surprise him with my all expense paid trip to the gas station. So there she be. Hopefully it'll kind of grow and the leaves will orient themselves in a more aesthetic nature, but we'll see. I think that's okay for now. I'll give it a water here in a second. I don't know if I have a tray for this one. I'll have to look, because that'll be inconvenient if I don't. Dare I just shove these leaves in here with this? I don't see why not. Kind of running out of vessels because my Adansonia, I took a dump as well from my neglect. I underwatered it severely, and then it rotted. So I cut the entire thing back, and I did it in like the middle of the night, so I didn't film it or anything. It just needed to be taken care of. But long story short, like all my glass vessels are full of Adansonia cuttings, so that's that. Yeah, that'll work for now. This guy is not going to want to stay in here. Should I just put it in a pond now? I don't know. Part of me wants to. Yeah, let's just do it now. That way I don't neglect it later. I know there is a risk going from soil to pond that it will rot, but it's a risk I'm willing to take to not have to make this mess again here in a few days. So I've got this. This is just a self-watering planter I got off Amazon. I'm not exactly sure what size it is. It always takes me a minute to figure out this thing. Like so. But this plant just wasn't wanting to stay in the water very well, so I'm just going to stick it in here. If it rots, it rots. This is just the Lechuza brand pond. I do have a I do a DIY mix too, but I honestly just don't have it in me today to mix that up. So I'm just gonna use this pre-mixed stuff. Oh Lord. I'm a professional, guys. I am a professional. I just think that this is going to be a lot easier and it's going to stay upright. As long as it doesn't, you know, rot. Give that a little water. The little line thing should pop up. A little meter. It's kind of nice. You kind of have to jiggle them sometimes to make them work though, so you can't totally rely on them. Okay, this one does have like some spots and stuff that I'm hoping is not a fungal infection. I think I am going to go ahead and clean the leaves just really quick. This is just some Dawn and alcohol and water. I'm just going to use the same brush and kind of scrub the leaves just in case it's got pests or anything. I'm hoping these spots aren't anything fungal that are gonna spread, but we'll see. I might keep this one out of my cabinet just a little longer, just in case, so I don't infect everything in there. Probably wouldn't hurt just to isolate it a little longer. Maybe I ought to cut off some of these questionable leaves too. Just gonna cut off the questionable spots. I know you can't see this. I think it's okay. I'm making the world's most giant mess. These corms I'm just going to peel really quick. Or maybe I won't. I might just kind of rinse them off. Because they're not too black really. Peeling them just kind of makes them grow a little faster. Okay, I'm almost out of memory on my phone. And my husband's going to be home pretty soon, so I need to wrap this up. I am out of Tupperware containers to use as a prop box. So I'm going to make a prop bag. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're going to try it. Just going to shove some perlite in here. like I say, I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try. I wonder if it'd be better flat, like so. Maybe need a little more. You may be wondering here, Shannon, what exactly is your plan here? And the answer to that is, I don't know. I think upright, like so. Water it, like so. I'm just gonna shove this stuff in here. This seems like the perfect thing to shove in a corner and completely forget about. So yeah, once these sprout, maybe I'll do like a random cutting giveaway or something. I don't really know what to do with these corms, so I think I'm just going to shove them in here too and see what happens. I've never grown a corm in perlite. I don't see why it wouldn't work. So now we'll just have a whole forest of assorted foliage going on in here. And I think that's going to be it. I'm just going to make sure it says air in it. A prop bag. A new invention. I don't know how it's going to work, but we'll see. I need to rinse it off because now I've got it covered in dirt and everything else. So yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. I'm going to find space in my cabinet for the Rhaphidophora Decursiva and the Florida green. I'm going to find a place by the window for the Rhaphidophora Tetrasperma. And this guy's going to live outside my cabinet for a little longer just to make sure that there's no pests, but then I'm going to probably put it in my cabinet if there's any room left. And hopefully it will go ahead and pop out that flower because I would like to try to hybridize it with my black velvet, and I will definitely do a video on that if I do. So thanks for watching. If you want to support my delusional dream of getting monetized and surprising my husband with that first 58-cent check, do hit subscribe and stay tuned for my future videos. And even if you didn't like this video, give me a pity subscribe. No, not really. If you didn't like the video, don't subscribe because I've heard that YouTube doesn't like it when you have high subscribers and low views. So yeah, if you didn't like my video, just don't subscribe. Forget about my existence entirely. It's what most of my friends and family do. So yeah, so that's it from me, and hopefully you'll be hearing from me more soon, but we'll see. It just depends on when I have time to film. So, but yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.